This is day 1082 of the Arukh HaShulchan. That's sponsored by coming share more of the Arukh HaShulchan. Please tell me directly. You very greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing you're there. Simon Tzadik Zayin, Steve Test, Tzadik Ches, Steve Dalit. Test. Im Zav Shuman Shabas or Chalav. If fat of meat or of milk flowed tachas pas underneath bread, but tanur in an oven. Pasuk Gedolim Shechalko Pas Ba'abayis Ba'abatim. The only pasuk that you should divide up the bread in a manner Shisach Bo Bayom. In a manner that's going to be eaten on that day. Those who allow the bread by making a simon on the entire loaf. Such as if if milk flowed, to put cheese on each loaf in a hole. And if it was meat fat, lasum basar b'chol kikar, to put meat in each loaf. Lani is like here they machmir cloud bazeh. Norwegian says no, nothing machmir. It came to the Zerg term. It says Rabban Logos or Raklos Paspo and said. There was somebody who deliberately went and made the bread milchik or fleshik. Ben Shalosa b'shoy, Ben Shalosa amazing. Whether he made it unintentionally or intentionally. Kom kol never sorry nefa pashlo ketikun chachomim. The bread was not baked according to the ketikun of takonas chomim. Because she irav pas nefa kedin gam ugedin gomer minayin lanu le'asor. If the baking was done properly, that's the ma'isa baking, not the product, but the ma'isa is done properly. So why should we ask him? Nevertheless, since the Psak L'Chumra was in previous generations, it's difficult to violate their positions. Nevertheless, you don't have to be super machmir on this. Okay, the annual says here in the brackets, we will see a din of the Ramah, which is not similar. European heter is bar the pasmud shari based on the heter which we have explained that when in a little bit when it's a small amount of bread it's permissible. Because the Ramah writes that's why people make milchik bread on Shavuos. So people make fleshik bread for Shabbos. There's all considered to be a small amount. And also they look different. Koshkem pladin or pashtida the mutarin. Pladin and pashtida are different types of pastries which are mutar. Shum pas in pladin pashtida, but normally shouldn't bake bread together with pladin or pashtida. The chashinan were concerned. Shuman, some of the fat in these fleshik pladin and pashtida will flow onto the bread, pass to the bread. If it flows underneath it, dino kilosh imo. As if it's kneaded with it, the KNEAD. Nagim assume tefila b'fiat tanur. You put the tefila is a seal. No, put the one which has which is parva at the opening of the oven, so it's towards the front. Vafil machvas, even if it's in a pan where really something can't flow underneath it and make it also nagilach milchatchila, it's preferable to machmir akan l'shono and kof l'rama. Yav zesh kosev sheina flows passing platin pashtida, zelk shal platin pashtida. That's about when these pastries enema machvas, they're not in a pan. And never they're being baked on the floor of the oven. And putting there is tantamount to kneading the bread with the milchik or fleshik. But even they're distant from each other. But it's a broad oven. Also, it's to do it liberally is forbidden. We haven't seen any flow. So we don't assume an Isser took place. But we say that something flowed outside the pashida, we should forbid it even if we haven't seen it, that it has gone underneath the bread itself. That was suffix echad. There's only one suffix. Shema zav tachas pas v'shema lo zav. Maybe float underneath, maybe not. With Savik Echad Yesh Lesser. With one Savik, we should ask her. But have a fake speckle Isser. Also, it's a fake speckle. It's a Isser. In other words, most sides are going to indicate that it's also. Shemas of Tachas Apas. Maybe float underneath the bread, which makes the bread also. Tim so Shlos, I'm going to say it didn't flow. Shema Fat Pan, Shema Mechat Tanur. Maybe the fat is bubbling in the entire oven. He says, no, that which they put the tefillah fiat tanur is not, like I said before, the part of a bread, but rather means something which doesn't have an aroma. I don't know actually. Uh, uh, he says, "So only put the pashtit at the opening of the oven. Sham ein arech nichnas kol kach." Evidently, it does have a smell, and it doesn't go in as much if it is at the front of the oven. I don't know why that's called tefillah. Then no concern is going to flow underneath the bread. Then he wrote, even when this pastry or this kugel is in a vessel, it's preferable to be machmir. Because of the issue of the flow and also because of the fragrance. Although fragrance is going to be explained much later on. Now, we're not concerned with this. Because when we bake the pashtido, we put it in a vessel. And it's also covered. There is no concern, as will be clarified in Kufches. Bracket says here, when milk flows on the bread, you can rematter by taking off kedei netila. Abushuman, but if it's fat, where the milk and inflation ain't latir, can be matter b'fafeh b'kulo. It bubbles throughout the entire thing, which causes siman kuf hey. Avacholav ain't no shomein, but milk itself is not fatty, which causes nu the siman tzadi base. You base. Chachamim forbade you to or grease an oven with the fat from an animal, or literally from the tail. Pas can't bake bread there. And if you baked it there, dina k'yisa shenosha b'cholov. Okay, well I know it doesn't say shenosha b'basar, but it's like a dough which is kneaded with milk. And so you don't rely on wiping the oven down. The shiv shalatano is kanaki off it. We can't wipe down an oven properly. Therefore you can't bake any bread there. Actually, it's going to be until you make a big fire inside the oven. Actually, slaben to the point that it gets white hot. She tells that sparks fly from it. Even if it's a buchya oven, klamar klicheres, a pottery vessel, and which you where you put the fire underneath it, ugos, and you bake cakes on top of it. Doesn't matter. The fact that the fire's outside doesn't help you. You have to put the fire inside, take away the fat with which you line the walls of the oven. It's true also about butter. Who is a great principle, the Tanu Shulches Asoyde Rovadim. If you have a pottery oven which is made in layers, you can't wipe it properly. The bracket says here, that's if the fat will give a taste to the bread. It's not going to give a taste. Ein chashash is no concern. Okay. You know, bread which is baked with a roast. And fish which are roasted in one oven with meat. Also, you can't eat them together with milk, either the bread or the fish. That's in a small oven. But a big oven, which holds like 12 esronim, which is about 60 pounds. And its mouth is open, is mutter. If the roast is covered, also the pashtida, where whatever hole in it there is in the pot is covered. Mutter it's mutter even in a narrow oven. The Oh, it's not as much as I said. Yud Beis is starting my 12 shir chalafim mashim mechashvim shlosha kvort. According to the assumption that 3 quart are shir chala, so down lagzik lamevog log kemach. It's got a whole 36 quarts. 36 quarts is how many gallons? 9 gallons. The English show you can't ask. Came in the past also lochlo b'cholam. It's not like the bread with milk. Can also gami basar. So it should be also eat also with meat. Kmo pasha nilash b'cholav, like bread which is kneaded with milk. The answer is not a question. Really, according to strict level law, you could eat it even with milk. We're talking about shechten meat, which is roasted together with treif meat. The treif does not ask in the meat. The kaimon rechel hamilsi, because we hold mikra din that the fragrance is nothing. And we shouldn't have but since here you can eat it without milk, it's preferable to do it this way. Because the email is Barsham, these halachas will be clarified there. You should know the Ian Basim dogging, because Sakana Larina Basiman Zeh, not talking about any issue of Sakana in this simon. Kain Simon Takem, Mashi's Barsham dogging, she's Basham with their Basar, low my Rena and Sham, Basham, Indian Sakana's Basar dogging. I'm not well sure waiting to hear the tell us this, but when Sadi Simon Sadi Hey, we're talking about cooking fish in a fleshik pot. We're not talking about the sakana issue. The email is Barba Simon Kup Tezayim, that's going to be expounded upon much later on. Salikos Basa Bachala B'Siata Dishmaya. Also done with creative finishing Hilchos Basa Bachala. Hilchos Taroivis, the halachos of mixtures. Sadiches, Dine Isser Shenis Ara Beheter. Isser, which prohibited substance, which gets mixed into permitted substance. Only two on the manner which is negated. There's a long simon. 84 sifim. Aleph, if the Gemara, the halachos pas Gemara, the Bechol Torah Kula, in the entire Torah, ain't heter mitzvah Isser. If a mutter substance does not join with an other substance to create a shear of Isser, the vibe kachim and nazir, except for kachim and for nazir with wine and which is bread soaked in wine. Avatam kikar, but taste is considered to be as if the substance is there. We regard the taste of a prohibited substance as if the substance itself is there. That we say the entire Torah. Yesh b'seh plukta the Rabbasa. The machlekes imzel min haTorah min the Rabbanan k'mo bar. We shall see. It's this the halach of tam kikar, the rice of the Rabbanan. Nachmili and suffix, and the ramifications are going to be in term when there's a suffix. Timu do raisa. If it's a Torah principle, it's in the circle chum lachmer. At the machmer in the case of Davi, the Rabbanan hachim lako. Then we can lenient k'mo bar as we shall see. Isha bar mao hetem mitzvah isu ma tam kikar. Now I'm going to explain the two concepts. Base hetem mitzvah iser. Koncha ochel chatzi zayis basar chatzi zayis chelev biyachad. You have a zayis of meat and have a zayis of forbidden fat together. The low bolus he said they didn't absorb from each other. Ein heter mashlim la iser. The heter does not make complete the iser. Shenachshibenu ki'ilu ochel kazayis chulo shel the we should say as if he ate an entire kazayis chelev. Rak bisuin nazir adin kain. Only by a prohibition of nuts is like that. Shivachol chatzi zayis lechem. You have a zayis of bread. Chatzi zayis anovim, and have a zayis of grapes. B'vas achas lokel. You get for malchus. Chem kochim, and also the shuva kochim. Shamrib satorah, especially included heter mitzvah iser in those two areas. Avlo not by all other prohibitions. I thought that the bread is not, it's not just to put the bread in the mouth together with the grapes. The bread has to be soaked through with the grapes. That's what it says here. It says the chatzi zayis lechem, chatzi zayis anavim, not chatzi zayis yain. Okay, maybe it's even, it just puts it in the mouth at the same time. But tam kikar mikre, tam kikar is called sheispashi tam isam chol heter, that the taste of the prohibited substance has expanded throughout the permitted substance, commercial as we shall see. Venom Indians said they're not related to each other. Yochios the man isle heter mistarf iser could be that person. The opinion holds that heter joins the iser. Lasely tam kikar doesn't know tam kikar. Heter mistarf iser chamir le heter mistarf iser is more severe than sheisham akopari mamosha shel iser, because you have the substance of the prohibited substance. Av shein bo kazai sholim, even though it's in the Kufukul size, Heter Mitzarfo. The Heter joins with it. Shengan Tam Kikar Ain Shoma Moshe Shesaklau. If you say Tam Kikar, there is no substance of the prohibited substance. Ken Yochios the Mandisi Tam Kikar. Conversely, you could say that was all that Tam is Kikar. Lay say Heter Mitzarfo. It doesn't live Heter Mitzarfo Isser. The Tam Kikar Kamirle. Tam Kikar was more severe for him. The Tam is Mitzarfo Kazais because the taste of the prohibited substance expands throughout the Gazais. Shaking Heter Mitzarfo Isser. Supposed to have to Mitzarfo Isser. Miladina Kaima Kamosh Kasav Kosam the Kolisar Min Tam Kikar. The Maisa we halacha that in all prohibitions we say time is kikar, below hetem tzarfliser, but not hetem tzarfliser. When Nazir Kachim we start out only by Nazir Kachim we say both. Kim Lafi Mashibar, according to what we explained, ain't show you can't ask us something Tam Kikar who be Rabban. According to those old Tam Kikar is only the Rabban. Maruch HaChachamim Machmir Tam Kikar below hetem tzarfliser. Why HaChachamim Machmir by Tam Kikar not by hetem tzarfliser? If somebody could say the Chamir Lu Tam Kikar, Isser, Tam Kikar is more severe for them. I mean, now Tam Shekos out because when you wrote that, it extends throughout the entire piece. And then gone below that, but even without the Enze Shei Klal, it's not a question at all. The Behet Mitzvah Isser, but Heter joins up with this. The Kem Sheish Chatzi Shir Isser Be'ain, since half the Shir Isser is there outright. Lo Tzrachnu L'Chumras Chachamim. We really don't need the Chumras Chachamim. The Chatzi Shir also mean a Torah. Half the Shir is also mean the Raisa anyway. It's not just half, less than that as well. So, but the idea is that it's also already. We need to be mitzaref. Something else, and we get this year. Masharim Tam Kikar is opposed to Tam Kikar. The Torah ain't kan Isser Klam. The rest there's no prohibition at all. Came later Sorbonay since this is not here explicitly. Can Yechmir Bacham. That's a more machmir. I guess because people are going to come, going to be more machir because less people come to be more mako. But the time you come and see in any event, but we also find time Kikar Torah also is machmir. Because she's supposed to have to with when they have to kasher the kalim of they acquired from Midian. Never machmir by all isurim as well. Time Kikar is two types of time Kikar. Echad, one shaloni vla by heter me'isr, that there is not absorbed in the permitted substance any of the forbidden substance. Rakatam about only taste. Loshuma moshes is without any substance. A verb of Gemara Sham, when it says Gabi Nazir Shishar Navi B'mayim, a Nazir who soaked grapes in wine in water. V'lamayim Tami Navi, the water got the taste of the grapes. Hagam the Shari Isurin in this in such a manner by other Isurin. Kon Shishara or Bisha Basar Treva B'mayim, such as where you soaked or cooked treif meat in water. Shabol ha'mayim tam ha'basar. The meat absorbs the taste of the water absorbs the taste of the meat. That's the one type. Hashan's second type is shamamosha shalis and nivla ba'heter, that the substance of the prohibition also is absorbed in heter. But you can't identify it itself. Kigon basar treif or shamin, such as fatty treif meat, shnivla basar kshay, which got absorbed into kosher meat. The gagamim shamamosha shashum nichlas basar, even though the substance of the fat enters the meat, nevertheless, can't recognize it unto itself. Because it's called taste and not substance. And the Nazir in this case, Shishar Pita B'yayin, where he soaked his bread in wine, Nivla Ba'pasim, and it was absorbed in the bread, Ma'mashal Shel Yayin, the substance of the wine. Nevertheless, Ain't a rak tam or mush. Still considered tam and not mamush. Can't be a shwash hedge and pega circus apo. Amad aminu sham tam of a low mamush. What's a tam low mamush? Kigon shen cholav shenafal gdeva shabasa. Milk is found to a pot of meat or chelev or forbidden fat shenafal, which fell nimoach when it got dissolved. She'ain mamush be'ain. So even if it's not be'ain, it's not recognizable. It's still considered to have the status of time, not the status of mamoshes.